Welcome back to KTN News Center. And as the nurses and clinical officers' strike continues biting, our reporter Nicholas Wambua has toured Kitui County, which has been producing PPEs through KICOTEC since the emergence of Covid-19. He's also checking the situation in Kitui hospitals. Currently, the Youth Sports and the CAS Rachel Shebesh is meeting the Kitui Governor Charity Ngilu in inspecting projects meant to empower the youth, especially after the effect of Covid-19. Nicholas Wambua is joining us live with more updates. Nicholas Wambua, good morning. Kindly bring us up to date with what you have.
Good morning to you, Brenda. I am coming to you live from Kitui County, whereby we are trying to see what is happening around concerning this matter of the nurses and clinical officers strike, which started yesterday. And we are trying to see in Kitui County what is happening. But I'm well informed that most of the nurses and doctors and clinical officers are operating as usual. They have not gone on strike, as they have an arrangement with the county government which has catered their requirements. Talk of PPEs, talk of masks, everything concerning health in Kitui County is well catered off by the county government from the KICOTEC, which has been producing these items in large numbers. And as I'm told, in Mutomo, a sub-county in Kitui County, is about to open another branch of the KICOTEC, which is also going to enhance the production of these PPEs. So the situation here in Kitui County is that there's no strike. Everything is going on well. And just something else is that the Public Service and Agenda CAS, Rachel Shebesh, is also visiting Kitui County, whereby they're looking at a number of youth. Remember, from the COVID-19 effects, a number of businesses, a number of jobs were affected, and many youth in Kitui County were rendered jobless. And now they have begun some projects which are helping the youth. One being the KICOTEC, which is dealing with construction materials. They are rehabilitating the youth and making sure that they get back to where they were before Covid-19. So what we are doing basically is looking at what is happening in Kitui County, and being importantly, as we focus today on health matters and especially the nurses and clinical officers strike, is that Kitui County workers are ongoing, or they are doing their jobs as usual. There's no strike here. And they're saying that the county government, through the Governor Charity Ngilu, they have been able to harmonize their working conditions. They've been able to cater for their working conditions, and this strike is by no way affecting them. So the governor is in a brief meeting with the CAS and the county commissioner in this place, and they are saying that shortly they are going to be speaking to us. The governor will, of course, explain to us further why or how the Kitui County government has been able to sort this nurses issue amicably, to an extent that they have not gone on strike. So yes, Brenda, I'm told the governor is about to come out. We are going to be looking for her. We are going to be getting further. We are going to be getting more information about this particular matter. But just something is that the lack of PPEs and the CAB's approval of some of the PPEs that were said to be substandard, she's also going to be addressing that shortly and get to know further why do we have some of these issues. Because Kitui County producing this number of PPEs, then we should not be having problems in the country. And yes, Brenda, I see the governor. We are going to be speaking to her just shortly to get a point of view concerning this matter. Yes, Charity Ngilu is here, the governor. Karibu sana, Governor, and CS, Rachel Shebesh. Pleasure meeting you today. Governor, we'll start. I know you're on a tight schedule. We're going to start shortly before we go into what you're doing with the youth today, with the CS. But one issue the country is grappling with is nurses and clinical officers strike. How have you been able to manage this?
We have talked to them. We know it is a tough time for them this time, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. And I must first and foremost thank our doctors, our nurses, all our health workers for the effort and the sacrifice they have made in serving the people. For all the preparations that we have made here in Kitui, we are good to go. But for sure, what they are asking for is something that we as county governments and national governments need to start considering.
Yes.
But we are talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And KICOTEC is producing a good number of PPEs, blood production. Talk of the masks, talk of the gloves and the gears. Is Kitui County government, maybe nurses, doctors, benefiting from this?
Yes, our hospitals are all benefiting from KICOTEC. We are not giving for free because we have set aside money that should be used for buying that. So they're actually just buying from KICOTEC all the things that KICOTEC make, PPEs, masks, and many other items that you'll soon be able to see today in Kitui that we are producing.
All right.
Yes.
Let's get back to the issue to do with youth. Today we are talking about rehabilitation of Kitui youths. After the COVID-19 effects, many people lost jobs. Yes. Some of the projects like KICOTEC, yes, KICOTEC, yes, is rehabilitating the youth in construction. Yes. Have you been able to do this maybe in conjunction with the national government?
Let me say that when we got money to support COVID-19 from the national government and also the money that we set aside, we decided that everything was not going to buy beds and everything that goes with treatment. We also said that we are going to look at post COVID-19, what will happen, recovery strategy for the county. And that's when we bought some of the equipment that you are going to see later on today, that we have said the youth need work. We have gotten so many people who have lost employment and have come from different towns. Some Nairobi, Mombasa, we are an extension of Mombasa. And we said the best thing is to provide something for them. And that is what you are going to see. We have increased the number of those who are working in Kitui County Textile Center, KICOTEC. We have increased the number of those young people who are now trained and working at KICOTEC, and you'll see that today. And we have also started Kitui Farm Industries, where we are also putting more young people. Today I've started also training young people to start making balls, and we are just completing the place where we are going to start making our furniture, among other, activities that we are having here. Yes.
Madam Waziri, Rachel Shebesh, Gender and Public Service.
Yes.
How is the national government collaborating with Kitui County? What importance is making sure that the youth benefit from this project?
Okay, first of all, thank you for being here, and thank you for the governor for receiving us. We are also here in the office of the county commissioner. National government, according to the instructions of His Excellency the President, must work seamlessly with county governments. That is his mantra, that there should not be seen to be a gap between these two governments, national and county. And so one of the jobs I have been given by the President and many of my colleagues is to form dialogue with counties, to come and see what your ministry can do on the ground with the counties. And that's why we are here with the county governor, and we have also working together with the county commissioner. Reason being that we have money. National government has money. When you go to counties, they are struggling with the money for the youth, for supporting cottage industry. They are struggling. We have the money. So my CS and I, Professor Kobia, decided we will take the money to the ground ourselves. It makes no sense to have 2 billion sitting in an account that is supposed to be with women, youth, and people with disability, and we are comfortable sitting in an office. We became uncomfortable. And so coming to Kitui is not my first county. I have worked with many, many governors. But Kitui is unique for us first because it's a woman governor. And she belongs to us as the ministry because we propel leadership. But more importantly, the work that governor has done that is transformational, that is thinking outside the box, is a true reflection of what a great leader is. Governor has taught me something to say today. The trick to success lies in the leadership. You can have everything in Kitui like we have seen today. But all these years until the governor came, Kitui people are not aware that they can have a ballast blasting crusher, and they can sell, locally and internationally. It is because of the leadership. Because the ground has always been there since time immemorial. Yes. If you go to the KICOTEC we are talking about, it is something that should be emulated by all counties, if you ask me. Because there is nothing as good as people producing for themselves and earning money for themselves. I think Governor has said it is enough Kitui should not be called a begging county anymore. She is convinced that everything that can be done here in Kitui. We have now seen, and we are going to see KICOTEC, but we will also see the cottage industries that she has been supporting. Now, our money from the ministry can support cottage industries, can support training of young people. Huduma Mashinani, giving out IDs and birth certificates, etc. We have taken it, I think it's at the stadium, just to show people of Kitui what Huduma Center also holds. We also want to have a discussion with the governor about a Kitui Youth Service. In Kitui, going to the National Youth Service, the percentage of the number of youth taken from Kitui and the money that the government uses to take those 1,000, let's say, youth of Kitui through NYS, that money, if brought back to Kitui, will accommodate even 5,000 youth.
Exactly.
So this is what we have come to do. We are coming to see possibilities. We are seeing roads being built left, right, and center. As NYS, we are the cheapest in making roads. We will be negotiating with our machines and our machinery. We are second to none. On issues of disaster, we are always ahead. Everybody knows that whenever there's a fire, the first trucks you see, the first people you see on the ground are NYS. This is because these youth have been trained discipline and patriotism. We want to inject that discipline and patriotism through the county governments, with them partnering with us, forming a youth service equivalent to our national youth service. Yes. These are the young people who will be immediately absorbed by direction from the president. NYS youth will be the first to be taken in the army, in the police, and other discipline services.
Let me ask, because you have talked much about the gender part of it, but let me ask about, because you are the CAS public service, right now as you speak, nurses are on strike, and clinical officers. Lab technicians will also be heading on strike tomorrow. What is the position of the ministry on this?
Our ministry is a ministry for gender, it's not a ministry for health. So I cannot speak on what obviously the Ministry of Health is dealing with.
But public service?
I can tell you that what Madam Gilu has said, they are the ones who will make the final decision. We could say anything we want in the national government. We can say we can support, but until the solution comes from the counties, hence this kind of interaction, it would be wrong for me to make a statement here and I'm not the implementer. The implementer is the governor who has already explained. Secondly, if my colleague was here of health, she would be better placed. I know we work across governments, but on this issue of nurses, and doctors is in the purview of the county governments. But as a national government, we work and sit on the table together to find a solution. Because at the end of the day, I've told you, the president has said, there is no national or county government when we are dealing with crisis and when we are doing development projects.
Yes. Lastly, as we finish, Brenda, let me speak still to Governor. Doctors called off their strike yesterday.
Yes.
What is the plan of the county government? Because I'm sure still the issues have not been addressed as the county government, because Waziri has said that the county government should be liable for the health services. What is your government doing?
We continuously try to find solutions to these problems, to these challenges. And tomorrow afternoon, we are having a virtual meeting with all the governors to see what we can do. At the end of the day, what they are asking for is not too much. First and foremost, they want to make sure that they are safe for PPEs, and that is not too much to ask for. That is something that we as governors can see how we can provide. But it requires also extra funding, it requires extra budget, which we do not have because we had not planned for this. However, we will not do it alone. President Uhuru Kenyatta himself every day is dealing with these issues and trying to find solutions. So I can assure you, we will find solutions.
Yes. And Governor, schools will be opening on 4th January. KICOTEC is producing a large number of PPEs. Maybe are there plans for students to do with masks? Are you planning anything of that sort?
Yes, for right now, for all my Kitui students, all of them who are going back to school in January, we will be able to give them, we as Kitui County Textile Center, 2 masks each. And we have already done enough for those who are already in class, and we have been distributing them. So that is covered, and we will cover the rest. But I am also aware that national government is going to give us orders so that we can also make, not only for Kitui, but also for other counties, other schools. Yes. Within this week, we'll get orders.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Brenda and our viewers, that is a governor Charity Ngilu, and CS for Gender and Public Service, Rachel Shebesh, was speaking today on this matter. And as they said, they're going to look more into what youth can be able to do. And Governor is saying that come January 4th, as students go back to school, they'll be covered. Each student will have 2 masks.